Hey everyone, this is Mama and Papa Quack, and we are here in our PJs.
Yes.
At 11 o'clock at night. Late. Getting ready to show you one of our family's favorite breakfasts. It is a banana oatmeal that we cook overnight in our slow cooker. However, you can do this any time of the day. It takes about 8 hours to cook. That's why we like to try to get it on at night so that it's ready for everybody to warm up after morning chores.
Yes, very hearty.
Yes, we try to use as many locally sourced ingredients as we can, as many as organic as we can. But I do have a breakdown for us on what we're using and the nutrition information as well. So follow along with us and learn how to make this great meal. You love it.
I do. It is very tasty, and you really don't have to add a lot to it after it's done. It's really good straight out of the crock pot.
So one of the most important steps to start this process is to prep your slow cooker. It has been suggested by a lot of people to use the plastic liners that go in the slow cooker. That would definitely make for an easier cleanup, but I prefer not to cook in plastic, any type of it. So that's not something that I use. I just prep it really well with some olive oil. I spray it down and use just a paper towel to distribute it well amongst the inside of the slow cooker. So we'll get started with that process.
I can spray if you want me to.
Sure, spray it down. Make sure you get it really good in, not the counter, in the crock pot. In the crock pot. Oh my. Just aim for the bottom and I will spread, aim for the bottom and I will spread the rest.
How much do you put
Do
in?
others of you have this problem? I think that's good. I think we will be good with that. Yeah.
At least it's not gonna stick.
Okay, there we go. A well-greased crock pot. And we are ready to start putting in our ingredients. Okay, what I do is, we have a large family, so the batch that I am going to make is going to be for 12 servings. That is because we're able to not only eat it in the morning, but it reheats really well.
It really does.
You can freeze it. You can keep it up to a week in a glass container in your refrigerator. Just add a little milk and heat it up, and it comes back to its perfect creamy consistency and tastes just as good.
If not better.
As the first morning you had it.
Yeah.
So mine is gonna be for 12. If you choose to do less, you can certainly cut the recipes in half. Cooking time would stay the same. All right?
And the recipe, we will post that in the description below.
Absolutely, and the nutrition information.
Yes, you have all that?
I do. I like to keep track of all of that. Okay.
How many calories are we looking at?
Per serving, you're looking at right at about 190 to 200 calories, depending on if you add a topping to your bowl or not and what you use. But just straight out of the crock pot for about 1¼ cups, you're looking at about 190 calories.
That's not bad.
No. Plus you get all that great fiber.
Yes.
And we're using steel cut oats. Don't get instant oatmeal, don't get rolled oats. You want the straight steel cut oats. We add our dry ingredients first. First up is gonna be 3 cups of our steel cut oats. All right, there's 2 cups plus 1 cup. Gives us our 3 cups of oats. Next, we are going to add our flaxseed meal. That is something that adds fiber and a good amount of protein to our oatmeal. This recipe calls for 6 tablespoons. Try to level it out a little. 3, 4½.
That was 4.
5.
How about?
Bring it on down to the 6. Next, we're going to add our cinnamon. For our cinnamon, we are going to do 3 teaspoons. Next, we are going to have Scott's absolute favorite spice in the whole world, nutmeg.
Oh.
He doesn't taste it in this recipe. He's very sensitive to it, but
Not sensitive.
you don't care for it. You can
No.
pull it out of any recipe. I've never seen anything like it, but I'm always able to sneak it into this one. You only
I
gonna
didn't
put,
know it was in this one.
You're only gonna put 1 teaspoon.
That's a lot.
1 teaspoon of nutmeg. Ooh, look at that, it's going in there.
Really.
Oh, the nutmeg.
Nutmeg is horrible. The worst.
It is not the worst. Okay, now the next thing we're gonna do is start adding some of our wet ingredients. So we're going to have water, milk, vanilla extract, and some honey. And we will then start mashing some bananas.
Oh, we have to mash them?
Yeah,
I thought we just cut them up.
nope, we gotta mash them.
Oh. I didn't know we had to do that.
We do indeed. Okay.
Yay.
Yay. All right, so you're gonna start, it's going to be 8 cups of water. Could my assistant fill to your line? 8 cups is the top line there. Now you're gonna wanna pour it slowly, otherwise you'll bounce your oats out of there. Well, we are ready to put in our vanilla extract. I know a lot of you make your own at home. I am envious. I plan to do it soon myself, but haven't gotten around to it. And this one calls for 4 teaspoons, but of course, if you make your own, that's gonna depend on the potency of your vanilla extract.
Yeah.
So if yours is really potent and really flavorful, you might wanna reduce that some, but for your normal store-bought vanilla extract, you're gonna use 4 teaspoons. So let me add that for us. The next thing I'm gonna add is our honey. This recipe doesn't have any sugar in it at all. So this just gives it some of that natural sweetener. I know some people still like to top it with a little brown sugar or maple syrup, but for the base recipe, the only sweetener is gonna be some honey. And we like to use local raw honey. All right, so you're gonna measure out about a half a cup of that. All right, good job.
Well, thank you. Pouring the honey was pretty hard.
All right, the next ingredient we're gonna need is some salt. 1 teaspoon of salt. Now the fun part.
What's that?
Mashing bananas.
Now these bananas are organic.
You're gonna wanna use a good ripe banana too.
Yes.
You don't want them to be green or they get a kind of that green banana taste. This is the ultimate
A fork?
mashing tool.
A fork.
A fork.
Martha Stewart would use...
Martha Stewart would use a fork.
She would not use a fork.
She would. Are you up for the challenge? Okay, well, it looks like he's done.
Yeah.
We have had the master here mash 4 organic ripe bananas, and he's adding those to the pot. And then you want to stir and mix in that banana and everything in that pot really good, but stir carefully because your pot's full. Okay, the last step of this process tonight is to add in the milk. I add the milk last because that is really gonna fill my slow cooker. Some of you may have a little bit bigger one than mine, but this is gonna fill mine to the brim, so it makes it harder to stir, so I add the milk last. So you're gonna add 4 cups of milk. Any type of milk is fine. You can even substitute for almond milk if you prefer that. We use just a 1%. Then we're just gonna give that a light stir. Now is the set it and forget it. Put your lid on your slow cooker, turn it to low, and come back in 8 hours. I think it's time for us to go to bed.
That is right.
You gotta clean up first. Okay, quick cleanup together. We're gonna go to bed and we will get back with you guys in the morning after chores, and you'll get to see our delicious oatmeal breakfast.
Yep. I might sneak a taste.
Have a good night.
Have a good night, y'all.
Well, good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
It is a nice morning here on the homestead, and our oatmeal has cooked its 8 hours, and all that is left for us to do is give it a good stir, serve it up, and the kids or whomever you have enjoying their oatmeal can top it how they please. Some topping suggestions that we have used is some walnuts, some sliced almonds, dried fruit. I prefer dried cranberries or cherries with it. The kids like to drizzle theirs with a little bit of maple syrup, extra bananas. I've even heard of some people stirring in a teaspoon of peanut butter with it. So whatever you prefer, you're more than welcome to add to it, but it is definitely just as good the way it comes.
The steel oats take a long time to break down in your body, so you will stay full probably beyond lunchtime.
Yeah, this is one of those great hearty breakfasts to keep everybody warm and full, especially in the winter. All right, and that is all there is to it. We just serve it up from here.